Hey y'all. I usually be reluctant to share. I know people be coming on the channel like, what is all them candles she got? What is I done got myself into? You ain't get yourself into nothing. All of my intentions is pure. That's all you need to know. I ain't no evil witch, okay? Sitting at home all day looking at ways to hurt people. It's kind of fucking weird to me. The way that I got into metaphysics, esoteric knowledge, called science, I'm calling it, was really getting into my genealogy and researching people. My one teacher that just passed away, may he rest in power, Brother Panic, Bobby Hammond, I'm sure y'all aware. I don't need a lot of teachers. The teachers that I came into the knowledge of was so divine in nature and so organic. You just know what you know, and sometimes you don't need a bunch of information. They just give you the tools you need to set out on your own adventure. And before you know it, you know, you're in the world of magic. I try to keep it light as far as protecting myself and stuff like that. This is about building your spirit team. You can build it with angels. You can build it with saints. You can build it with saints and angels. You can build it with something. Turn to a page in this book to show you how you can deal with different deities and stuff like that. To me, it's more, because it's alchemical to me, it's more fun because life is so daunting and the stuff that people are doing it's just so wicked and low vibe that the system that I came up with, it kind of just took on a life of its own because I was always under some form of attack, unbeknownst to me. And sometimes I knew it, but sometimes it's a drag. You gotta allow yourself to take your mind other places outside of the reality that you see that's harsh as hell. And plus, I time travel. Some ancestors will call for some form of initiation. Tupac took me through hell. Nipsey took me through hell. Aretha Franklin took me through hell. Marie Laveau kind of took me through hell, but her appearance to me were more pleasant than anything. Nina Simone is, she didn't do anything. The first ones I started channeling with was Left Eye and Aaliyah. It just depends, you know. Ike Turner and Tina Turner, total vibe. Biggie don't say too much or nothing. He's more like a comforter. Basquiat, he's really distrustful, so he just watches. Elvis is really, really cool. And then you learn how you're related to some people. And it just really takes on a life of its own. I'm getting short of breath because people they just hateful. Which is, you know, the whole point of all of this. You know, they don't want you to know how to protect yourself. They don't want you to think that the unseen reality is real, you know. They want you to think that what I'm doing is evil. So, you know, you just turn your back on it and just keep praying to God and not armoring up and not utilizing some of the things that are available to you. Not to become an idolater, not to get attached to anything. No, this life is temporary as fuck. However, you are here and people do energetically attack you. They do. So, I do my due diligence, okay? And armoring up. And working with who I work with. Some people may not even need but 3 angels as far as they see it. It depends on your amount of adversaries and the amount of people that are to try to kill you or attack you or doing stuff to you, unbeknownst to you. I just got a fucked up situation where I'm always under a fucking attack. But they never come in my face with the bullshit. They even send people, but the attackers work very undercover. But I know they are attacking me. Plenty proof, okay? So let's see. Some of y'all can work with. So, some of y'all want to work with Fibonacci series. It's like math, numbers. Y'all like numbers, geometry, sacred geometry. You can work with sacred geometry. Absolutely. It's never enough to me. It's never too much, and you're always learning. It's a learning experience, if anything. 1 rules the sun, 2 rules the moon, 3 rules Jupiter, 4 rules Uranus, 5 rules Mercury. Well, let's say it like this. 1 rules the sun and innovation. 2 rules the moon and negotiation. 3 rules Jupiter and creative thinking. 4 rules Uranus and organization. 5 rules Mercury and versatility. 6 rules Venus and compassion. 7 rules Neptune and mysticism, which is this year. 8 rules Saturn and power. 9 rules Mars and vision. So if you want to get into numbers, sacred geometry, or just numbers itself, yeah, you can. You really can. It depends on how your brain is formulated. That's what makes it so fun to me, because you also get to learn about yourself. Learning about ways to really harness your energy and protect your energy, because people just so intrusive. I just love to say space invaders, because it's just what the fuck it is. You ever played the game? Honey baby. I spend a lot of time traveling. I'm so sick of time traveling, because people will just come into my experience, and it seems like they'll throw me in a whirlwind, and instead of going against the wind, I just roll with it. So sometimes when I come back to the third dimension, 3D reality, I'll be done left my car somewhere, my door is open where I live. Sometimes I take stuff with me, because I know somebody is trying to come into my experience. Kind of like I can feel people before they plan on robbing me, before they plan on killing me, before they plan on doing whatever it is, trying to be slick, even if it's just pulling up and talking. But those are the ones that really plotting on me and shit. I can just feel it before it gets all the way into a fucking tornado. You know, like I read on a subtle level. So I'll just leave the energy field and time travel in between worlds. It's really trippy, but I've been doing it for so fucking long. I had to do it in a past life because I'm so good at it. But it gets taxing. And you just get sick of people doing that. You just want to be where you're at and be at peace without somebody always plotting on you and shit. Some of y'all want to work with the Ankh. You can work with the Ankh. Y'all like symbols and stuff like that. Some of y'all can work with the Anubis. Protection. Key of life. It once contained a mirror, but this was stolen by tomb raiders long before the site was excavated. So they been on the motherfucking beauty spells. They stole the mirror out of the Ankh, the original Ankh. What the? Tomb raiders. You see that? You can't take that stuff with you, but I bet you somebody can raid your tomb and take it. That's deep. And yeah, they can pull on energies. You cannot do that. It's not, remember me that song, There Goes My Baby by Charlie Wilson, and he said, handle that for me. When he throw the keys to the man at Macy's in the song, he said, handle that for me. He throw him his keys so he could park his car like valet. Oh no, that ain't ancestors, God's deities, none of that. No, you're not about to talk about handle that for. What you gonna do for us? It's a trust thing. And it's a respect thing. But they do gods and deities and all that stuff just like they do Allah. Just like they do the one God. It's no different. That's when they get in a world of trouble. Misuse of powers. Everything is everything unto itself. To me. Everything is everything unto itself. Anubis being a god is Anubis unto himself. Isis is Isis unto herself. Ganesh is Ganesh unto himself. Lakshmi is Lakshmi unto herself. Hathor is Hathor unto herself. Whoever is whoever unto themselves. You're not about to pimp anything and handle this and do that. Excuse them like a motherfucker. You know, that's how people treat their ancestors too. You know, like they a damn genie in a bottle. No. How I do it, because I'm, excuse me, always either in hermit mode or some form of isolation because of the stupid shit that be going on. I just ended up communing with a lot of ancestors and just made art out of it. However, who I buy flowers for and pay homage to and just like to keep their aroma around, so to speak, is my mother, my father, and my grandparents and my great-grandparents. You know? Other ancestors, I know they like certain things. Uncle Bob Marley likes powdered donuts. Baron Samedi does anything cigarish. So I do my due diligence to whoever I can. And if I do, and sometimes if I cook too much food, sometimes I just let it sit out just in case. You know? And sometimes you gotta eat 4. I do that too. But I ain't doing shit. It's just that you build trust that way. And mine is organic as possible. If it's weird to somebody, it's just because they are not into what I'm into. What they're into may be weird to me. You see what I'm saying? I Ching. Some of y'all into the I Ching. Y'all are into geometry and numbers and stuff. That means y'all been screwed over too much in life that y'all don't even, or do y'all want to be safe and deal more with, some of y'all are oracles, deal more with numbers and sacred geometry. That's interesting. Do your thing. And you could do your thing how you do your thing. It just depends on what you're trying to manifest. The sun in I Ching is gentle. So if you did the symbol of the sun on something that you were doing some type of ritual work on, you would be more going towards the gentleness with the sun rather than what I named before. And what something represented, I don't even remember. Sometimes you could do it for exposure, to expose your enemies, who they are, to shine a light on something that you feel like you're in the dark about. You know, you can feel it, but it won't expose itself. It won't manifest. Something weird going on. I just wish somebody would just either, you know, basically take the mask off or present themselves or let me hear something that I know that'll be aligned or confirming what I already knew. And it depends on what you use. If you work with, what elements do you work with? Y'all getting into all kind of stuff. Cherubims and seraphims. Some of y'all could do cherubims and seraphims. You know? It says angels and cherubim guard not only the ark but also people, and appear throughout Western art from ancient Byzantine winged figures to the elaborate angels of 19th century Romantic art. Regarded as messengers of God by Jews, Christians, and Muslims, they embody heavenly purity and benevolence and are considered to have a hierarchy. Each rank is allocated different duties and has its own symbolism. The 5th century scholar Dionysius, that's one. That's a god, Dionysius. You could do figurines. You know, I just pay attention to them. You know, I acknowledge the energy, but I ain't genuflecting and crying and no. It's just a point of reference. That's all, or a point of reverence, because they do work to the capacity of where they act as guardians or protectors. You feel me? And to keep a peaceful environment sometimes is enough for some energies. For real. Because even if you buy a house, they don't like all that shit. Don't think they do. They'll run you out of a house. If somebody is in the house that was the original owner of the house, and you got some loud shit going on and always fighting and arguing, oh, they'll get you up out of there sooner or later. For real. And sometimes it'd be a multiplicity of fucking people that live there. Sometimes children tend to stay in certain homes. The spirit of children. Who knows why, you know? They can serve as great allies if you're a great tenant. It depends. It depends. I've been in some spots where the ancestor was not nice at all and died in the house. Her daughter had the audacity to tell me after the lady knocked me down, hit my head. My son didn't like it because she was so mean. I don't know. I guess she thought that I was some type of, especially with the work that I was doing. I'm channeling Tupac, Einstein. I was transmuting, watching motivational stuff from what's my dude name? Tony Robbins. Oh, I was all over the place with my healing journey. Sometimes I still, because I mean, what works for me works for me. It's no, it's no one size fit all when it goes to healing. You get through stuff how you need to get through it. It ain't hurting nobody. It's motivational. It's peaceful. You evolving. You changing. You ain't stuck. No matter, even if you ain't moved nowhere physically. You can have people moving about outside every motherfucking day. Go outside and stay out there most of the time and only stay in the house, to sleep, eat, do the basics. But mostly gotta stay in the wind. And won't have no evolution, no change, and you can barely come out and have more change and evolution sitting still than people that are in constant motion. It's true. And with all this little isolation shit and binding and people finding out and people doing all manners of evil to them, unbeknownst to them, in they sleep and they awake in life and they business surveillance to them. I mean, just all kind of shit. You learn how to stay in your magic. Let's just put it like that. So ain't nobody able to just penetrate and be all willy-nilly. You be aware of what's going on. And don't let people just have their way. Some of y'all want to operate out of energy of Lilith. You can do a lot with that based on where it sits in your own birth chart. Totem pole. Some stuff don't work for everybody. My mother couldn't stand African deities. Get it out of her house. She not playing with you. And some people put them in there and they feel a little, it's just safe, I guess. Aphrodite is one. You got Apollo, Dionysus. I've been working with Thor. Artemis. Athena, Athene, sprang from Zeus's head and proved to be a loyal supporter of Zeus. She became known first for her patriotic warrior spirit and was later worshipped for her protection of the state. She was admired for possessing right brain intellect, but was rarely valued for her female wisdom. She was the inspiration behind the Trojan horse. So what I would do with that energy, if I wanted to work with that energy, because I ain't into worshiping, no, I'm not doing that. However, just say you are a person that wanted to activate your right brain intellect. This would be a great deity to work with. If you got it in your home, and you really wanted to tap in. Sometimes it's just signs, symbols, synchronicities, and stuff like that. It's really you It's a brain thing. Kind of like programming yourself. When you see it, you know that's something that you're trying to work on is more right brain activity or right brain intellect, which would be like emotional intellect. Just seeing it would trigger you to remember, which could activate your right brain. It depends on how you want to work your magic. That's how I would work it. Me, myself. Okay? So then that would be considered a staple item. Because who don't always need right brain activity? That's where your creative niches come from. So she would always be around. Kind of situation where somebody would say, she's an idolater. She's sitting up there. Like, no. I have to remind myself to remain emotionally intellectual and to remind my right brain to stay activated so I can keep kicking out this creative juice, baby. I don't know what you're talking about, no idolatry. Hello, somebody. Aphrodite, this is what I would do with this. This is crazy, but this is how my brain works. Aphrodite was the goddess of desire, love, and beauty and fertility, and evolved from earlier goddesses such as Inanna and Ishtar. She was the wife of Hephaestus, and her role as goddess of sexual love was consistent with her appetite for men and gods alike. Her name means foam born, after the method of her birth. I would put her on either a bottle of shampoo, soap, or if I made shampoo, I would keep her energy so that it would keep the foam consistent in my products. Just a way that you can use it. You don't have to sit up there and bow and cry. No. This is another way of building a spirit team. For real. This energy could literally, if you had that, let's just say that you made a certain product that had foam in it. When you have stuff on a shelf for a certain period of time, it'll go rancid or it'll settle where you need to turn it upside down. And sometimes you could do that if you're trying to do some form of reversal that's tied to, let's just say, getting rid of alopecia areata or something. I don't know. But reversal is always upside down, right? When you see her, she would trigger you to turn them bottles and shake them or do whatever you need to do so that your products will have longer shelf life. That's how sometimes it works. Just a reminder, trigger. The intent is what you really need to be remembering, though. Why did you get her? Me, I would know I got her for foam born, for foam to keep foaming. That foam is foaming, girl. Whatever. Some people come up with lash shampoo. You need foam for that, Depends on what you're making. Milk, foam, such best milk. It's foam. Poison down. Drink giver. You had a bar to a poison down. Poseidon, a drink giver. Was as dangerous with his trident as Zeus was with his thunderbolts. The Cyclops made him the trident for the battle against the Titans, and he could fork up mountain ridges, underwater shelves, islands, and even continents. After the war, the trident became his most powerful instrument. Drink giver. That's really, I would have that if I had like a boom room, so to speak, or a man cave. You want to offer somebody a drink because they're going through something crazy and heavy. They don't know they get some of that trident energy in their life that it helped them to withstand some shit and feel like the Titans. Attack of the Titans. Life feel like the Titans. Have me a poison down. I be helping them. My damn show wouldn't be hurting them. He the drink giver. Made him the trident for the battle against the Titans. You really dealing with some shit. Here, take this drink. And I have it right above my shelves because it said he could fork up mountain ridges and underwater shelves. That would be secure in the basement. You will never flood. Or the motherfucking shelves would be the only thing that's left. When it's all said and done. Yeah, man. Y'all can use stuff all however you want to. However you want to. Have fun with it. Don't get all serious. Mostly, you can focus on your life more than people. But let's just be clear here. Okay, Kali is a motherfucker. Kali was a goddess of time and change, and her earliest incarnation was the figure of annihilation of evil forces. Drunk on the blood of her victim, she was about to destroy the universe when Shiva lay down in her way. In her fury, she stepped on his chest. But when she realized he lay beneath her feet, her anger was pacified. She was in a rage sometimes, especially if it's come to your children. With all this shit going on, you damn right I tap into Kali energy. Yeah. To make sure I keep my mother nature to protect my cubs. You know? What you doing? Where you going? Realize, oh, he underneath my feet. Alright, I'm cool now, but don't try it, or you will feel the wrath. Kali is great for mothers, to me. That's dealing with, certain areas that ain't so nice. Bullying going on. Peer pressure, all that stupid ass shit. Don't sleep on saints, y'all. Do not sleep on saints, though. I'm going to do a whole bunch of saint candles and angel candles. But there's so many different saints that I ain't never even heard of. And they just stood out to me. Sometimes when you're going to research, some people I don't know, the energy just sits out there, and then when you go to research it, it's something so parallel to the life you live. It's sort of like camaraderie, I guess. I don't know. Inspiring to get you to keep going, because we deal with some tumultuous ass times. They got one for martyrs. I'm like, I ain't doing that. Saint Philomena. That's interesting to me, And next thing you know, I'll be looking up Saint Philomena and be like, oh my God, I'm in love with Saint Philomena. Because she stood for something and fought for something. Saint Gaspar del Buffalo. Is it Buffalo Soldier Saint? Oh my goodness. There's so many unsung heroes, Just sold out to protecting something greater than themselves, for real. Saint Peter and Paul. In some of the candle stores, a lot of St. John's, the Conqueror, there be some powerful candles. Even if, I'm telling you, even when you light it, and it's really, when it's like that, it really is about letting it go and allowing, the unseen reality to do what it does. But the ambiance be so peaceful. You could just sleep for like 24 hours, When it's on, you be cool. Even when you leave the house, you feel a sense of peace. It's real. I wouldn't keep doing anything now. What do they call it? I don't know. Hogwash, I guess. But do it how y'all do it. Some of y'all into numbers, sacred geometry. all kind of stuff. Do it how you do it. I don't like prohibiting anybody from doing it how you feel guided to do it. Everybody's brain works differently. Everybody's experience is different. What everybody is dealing with is different. Even though a lot of us are dealing with trauma, different things happen. You know? Some people don't even grieve. Some people grieve worse than others. It just depends on you. If you a softer nature energy, you may think you need more rough and rugged, a rough and rugged spirit team, or you may want to go towards the softer side, saints and sacred geometry. It depends, but I'm not about to box you in. You do it how you feel. You know, you're guided to do it, and what feels good, I guess you can say, and peaceful. And you know, if somebody were to accost you or plot on you or whatever, then you know that you did all that you could do on your part to protect yourself from the wiles of Satan, basically. Alright, y'all. I get shy when it gets to talking about this stuff. And my teachers do not want me to be shy. It's like, tell them, show them what you're doing. Because when you get into this type of work, it's really public information, but the public has lost its fucking mind. You know, taking good-natured things and goodwill things and things to really protect you against certain dark forces, they take it and they just do wrong with it. So you be reluctant. I used to share books and stuff. I don't do none of that no more. I sure don't. Because it's too bad. People take it, their intentions be so wicked. And you be like, you know what? However, it's nothing for people to do this kind of work and leave bodies and bodies of work to their country or to organizations and stuff like that, where it's just really public information. You can't take none of that stuff. What is it? That's when they just get into coveting and shit. I just be reluctant because people misuse it. I ain't on that. Alright, y'all. If you feeling the vibe, please like, share, and subscribe. Love and light.